Hey guys, in this video I'm just going to do a couple of example solves using the Sarah's intermediate method on the Skewb. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to show you how you scramble a Skewb according to the WCA regulations. So you want to be holding it so you've got the red, green and white corner facing towards you with the white face on top, the green to your left, the red to your right. And you'll have this corner facing you the entire time. Now going off cube notation, it's pretty much the same as a 3x3 or any of the n by n cubes. So this is your right side here. So R would be like this. R prime would be like this. L would be like this. L prime like this. U would be like this. U prime is like this. B is like this. B prime is like this, and that's all the notation you need to know to scramble the cube. So the first scramble, I'll pop it up on the screen here, and we're doing B, L, U prime, L, R, L prime, U prime, L prime, B prime, U, B. And if you notice, I've still got this corner here directly in front of me, and if you follow that scramble, your Skewb should look like this as well. Okay, so onto the solve, and what I'm looking at during inspection is I'm looking at the centres and how many of the corners I have attached. So we can see here the red's got one, and here's another one here which could go straight up there in one move. With the white, we've got one attached here, but there's nothing that we could bring up in only one turn. Orange here. Yellow has two attached, but these aren't the same colours on the side here. Green has two attached and does have the colours on the side here that match. They're both red. So I'd probably start with green, and I've got one piece here and the other piece down here. So I'll start by rotating like that and like that. And that would give us this case here with no headlights. The colour on top, so sledgehammer there, gives us this case, sledgehammer there, rotate into a hedge slammer, and then that gives us a U-perm with the opposite colours here, solve side on the bottom, sledgehammer, sledgehammer. Okay, moving on to the next example solve, I'll pop the scramble up here again, but I'm not going to run through it as slow as I did on the last one. I'll just go ahead and scramble it. Okay. I'll give you some time. You can just pause the video if you haven't got it scrambled yet already. But okay, so moving on then, and looking at this case here, so I have only got one corner here on the blue, and it doesn't appear to be anything else attached. And what I can see is that I can bring this piece straight up into here to solve one, or I could bring this piece down and then rotate it up here. So I would start with the blue, and I'll bring this piece up here like that, then this one twice, bring that one up, rotate and bring that one up, and that solves the blue side. Looking at the green, and we've got no headlights and the centre's in the back, so bringing that to the right and do a sledgehammer here, into a sledgehammer, and then that gives us a U-perm again. The white is the solve side on the bottom, having the opposites front and top. Sledgehammer, rotate, sledgehammer, solves the cube. Okay, so moving on to the next case here, I'll pop the scramble up the top here again. Okay, so looking around, and one attached to the white, but there's no other corner I can bring up in one move there. Looking at the orange, and one attached there. I could bring this one up, but that's green here and blue here, so as you can see, when I bring it up it's not matched, so I wouldn't be going for that one. There's no other corner there that can come up in one move either. Yellow has one attached, but again, there's nothing. But what I have noticed here is with the red, sorry, if I bring this piece up to the red, that one will be orientated correctly. I bring that piece up, and I've got two up with only doing two moves, as opposed to where with the whites I'm going to have to flip a couple to get that second piece up, and same with the yellow and the orange. So what I do in this rare instance is I'm going to go for the red, despite the fact that there is nothing attached to the centre already. So here we go, we move this one up first, which then allows us to bring this one up, which then allows us to bring this one up. And then looking around, we bring this one up, and there we've got all four corners done with one turn each. Now looking at the case for the top here. Orange is our top colour. We've got this case with no headlights, orange in the back, so we bring in here and do a sledgehammer, rotate here to do a sledgehammer, and then we've got a U-perm. So the solve side is blue on the bottom, opposites here, sledgehammer, rotate, sledgehammer. Moving on to the next scramble, pop it up the top here again, and go ahead and scramble it. And straight away I notice we've got the red centre here with two corners up, looking at where the other corners are here and here, so they both need to be flipped before they can go in. What else I notice is here, orange, green and yellow centres with the corner directly in between them. So the green one can come up here, but that's going to be red and orange. It's not going to be orientated correctly. This one here, yellow, will come up here next to the other yellow orange corner, so that would be correct. Looking at the orange, this one here come up, that wouldn't be correct, so then we'll have blue next to green when it comes here. So as promising as the red one looks, I'm going to start with yellow instead on this one, just simply because bringing this piece up will then orientate this one to go straight into here correctly, and we'll have the blue next to the blue. So do that, and we notice the other piece over here, bring it up to flip in properly like that. And then we've actually got this orientated correctly because the centre's here and there's no headlights, so straight here is where we do the sledgehammer rather, then rotate into the hedge slammer. And we've got a U-perm, solved here goes to the bottom, the opposite there, and the two opposites unsolved here, front and top. So sledgehammer, rotate, sledgehammer. Okay, so I'll do one last example solve here, pop the scramble up here for you to follow along if you like. Okay, so having a look around, I can see here we've got one attached to the white, orange here, so this one could come straight up, and that would then give us this piece here and this piece here, which both would need to be flipped to go in. With the orange, this one can come up here, and that would orientate this one correctly to come straight into here. The green, we've got two for the red, but you see here, not the same colour here, so that's not going to help us. The green, we've got one here, and all the other edges are on the top flipped, so that's not going to help us at all. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do orange on this one. So starting to bring this one up, and then we notice that brings that one up there and that one in there. So that was a very quick solve on the orange face there. Coming here, we've got this one for red, sledgehammer, sledgehammer, rotate, hedge slammer, into a U-perm, sledgehammer, rotate, sledgehammer. Well, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you're still using beginner method and trying to learn series intermediate, well, I hope you found this video helpful. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and happy cubing.